And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Fada.
It's getting spooky out here.
We have D Wolf. Man of many words. We got Crystal.
Hola.
How's everybody doing today?
There's been another shooting.
Another one.
Yes.
God damn. It's just where's
In
this one at?
Wisconsin. Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin? God damn it.
Yep. So
Not the
what?
same.
That's Buffalo, Texas, New Orleans. What was that other place? The one that just happened.
Buffalo. You said Wisconsin.
Yeah.
There was a one kid, I guess, up here that brought a gun to school. He was gonna shoot somebody. So
There was
that's
the
okay.
graduation. I forgot what that was though.
Damn. What is it? Suns out. You know when they say suns out, guns out. I don't think they meant that shit literally. Fuck.
It's America. We always got our guns out.
God damn. So
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's getting spooky.
it's getting spooky. There's some demons out there. There's some evil ass spirits out there. So uh before we get into the topic, I do want to run through some stuff you probably won't care about next week. So I'm gonna just ask these questions. Do y'all care about Lil Nas X getting snubbed at the BET Awards and him using the black gay card because he didn't get nominated?
I mean, we can talk about it. We can definitely talk about it.
Uh, okay, you got any opinions about that? Because he was real.
So,
Go ahead.
well, I mean, like the BET Awards has kind of been like a dying breed, if we really want to be honest. Like, so I don't feel why he was so disrespected by it, but at the same time, like it is something that has been like a big cultural thing, but it's a dying shit, bro. Like the shit ain't even for us anymore, and they prove it every time. Because when was the last time you thoroughly enjoyed a BET Awards? Bro? When was the last one?
The one with Monique.
That was what year? You remember?
Ugh. Ugh. That was in the old O's.
Mm.
I don't know. That's how
You
long
want to
it's
know?
been. Well,
You want to know what it was? I think it was '07. Was it
that's it.
'07?
That was it. Probably. If that was '07, then that was the last time. And she did it back to back, and that was like when it was really entertaining.
Bro, Monique was probably top three hosts in BET. Top three.
She was. Like her, Steve Harvey, and ironically, I like the one with Will and Jada did. That one was pretty entertaining as well. Ironically, but I don't know. I was looking at the nominations, and I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just like even if he was nominated, I don't think he's gonna win some of these. Like okay, let's see. Best collaborations, you got Essence with Justin Bieber, WizKids, and Tim's. Every Chance I Get with
They
Lil
got the
Baby.
Justin Bieber version on there.
Yes.
Nah, fuck
Yes.
that right there proves my point.
Oh,
That right
oh
there,
yeah. There's another problem because a couple of white people that made the BET Awards, like Eminem. But I was like, Eminem and fucking Justin Timberlake was on there too. So
yeah, but they've been there forever. Those are like a few little sprinkles, but they've been. But that's because their legacy. They've been there forever.
yeah, So yeah, Every Chance I Get, we got a whole lot of money with Nicki Minaj and Bia. Kiss Me More with Doja Cat and SZA, and then Way Too Sexy and Family Ties with Kendrick Lamar and Baby King. He's like, you're not gonna win that. I think Kendrick and Baby King gonna have that one. And then let's see, Video of the Year. We got Pressure by Ari Lennox, Have Mercy, Chloe Bailey, Kiss Me More, Way Too Sexy, Family Ties, and Smoking Out the Window. I want Silk Sonic to win that one, but I think Family Ties is going to win that one too. Let's see, best male hip hop artist. You got because I don't know if he falls in line the rapper or R&B or pop, so I don't know where would they put him at. So you got J Cole, Jack Harlow, Drake, Ye, Future, Baby, and Kendrick, and then album of the year. Like you got Tyler Creator, Doja Cat, Her, Jasmine Sullivan, Hotels, which I'm surprised that's nominated because those like that album came out like 2 years ago. Uh Yay, Donda, Certified Lover Boy, Drake, and Silk Sonic. That's album of the year. There you go. You got best R&B and pop artist. You got Blast, The Weeknd, Young Blue, Chris Brown, Wizkid, Giveon, and Lucky Day.
Ray, I'm not feeling it.
I
I'm
don't,
not.
I don't, I don't see him winning any of that. I guess just to be nominated, but I don't see him winning any of those awards anyway.
My name's Eris. Excitement is off the roof.
Whoops. But yeah, like as you were reading off, because all of them are talented artists. You know what I'm saying? Like they've dropped some fire. I'm
Hmm.
just not feeling it.
I
I'm not
understand.
feeling
I totally understand. But the fact that he threw the black gay card out there, he was like, black gay artists is not seen in the industry. I was like, Tyler just won a Grammy. It's like, isn't he black and gay? So
but Ray, we still, it's still not perfect. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta make sure that it's perfect next time.
nigga, Tyler won a Grammy.
Tyler won a Grammy, but it's not perfect. So we're gonna wait till
Niggas
it's
is still waiting on a Frank Ocean drop. It's like,
perfect. What about our boy um Isaiah Rashad, yo?
yeah, I was just thinking that. It was just,
He got it fine. Like,
it was like,
bro, you want to know what's crazy? Isaiah Rashad survived his video getting leaked. Like, he survived that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's still out here. He's still kicking. Like, I don't know if you can play that card right now because if that shit was dropped in like the early 2010s or like the late 2000s,
Oh, he'd have
he
been
would have been
ruined.
done.
He would have been ruined.
He would have been done. But look
Mhm.
at him now, bro. So I think, there's been some progress. It's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that,
I agree.
it's good now, but I don't know. The fact that he survived that, because this is a grown ass man, in the context of the video that we seen it. And he's still here. He ain't
Right.
canceled or nothing. Nobody talking shit. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have your few undesirables that talk shit, but for the most part, he chilling.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just don't think he should throw that black gate. I just don't think you're that talented. But that's just me. It's like all of his songs is that with the exception of the one that was produced by Kanye and the joint with Jack Harlow. It was like everything he does is just okay. I don't see it like as like something like really major. So
Yeah, so I do think Lil Nas X is talented, but I just think that his audience is what is going to dictate how people take him. You know what I'm saying? Like if he wants to be taken seriously, you kind of have to go the independent route and start doing your own shit. Because if you do the mainstream thing, you are under the scrutiny of every motherfucking body. You know what I mean? So you gotta it come with the territory.
okay. Anybody else got something to say about that, or we just good?
We're good. I apologize. My mic was it wasn't connected.
It's fine. You good, Crystal? You good?
Yeah, it's just I'm so over it with Little Nas X. It's always something with him. I'm just tired. It's
Everybody's
like
doing that.
he got that energy. It's like it's all or I'm gonna make up some shit just to enable my narcissistic ways. That's what kind of he is in my eyes.
I just thought about the new press secretary once he said what he did. I'm like, wow, everybody has to do this. I don't know why.
All right. The next I don't care. Do y'all care that a 28-year-old woman got caught and I think she got fired because she said news to an 18-year-old kid because she liked them on Snapchat?
Yeah, I saw that. I just saw that actually. And you know what? Like, uh, these younger like, what is going on? Like, you know, you can. How can I put this? Like, you can't expect to not get caught nowadays with all the technology that's going on. That's what I wanted to say. Like, you're gonna get caught, my nigga. This ain't the early 2000s where you can sort of get away with it because, you know, like, just a high school teenage boy. But yeah, you're gonna get caught now. Like, stop. It's time to move on. Stop this shit. That's a boy,
That's a
not a man.
boy.
Boy. That's a boy.
Oh my god. I you know what's sad? It's like the teacher is not ugly. She is she is very attractive. I don't understand. Like, you could probably have your pick of the litter. I don't understand why would you want a young boy like that unless you want to groom him, unless you're into that grooming shit. But
Mm.
also Snapchat, we still sending news through Snapchat. It's like it's
Right.
like everybody screenshot shit, and then like
Screen record.
I think Crystal was the one that said it. You cannot expect a 16-year-old boy to keep his mouth shut. Es- Especially if a woman's either sending them news or she is giving them some sex. You expect him to keep his mouth shut? Hell no. He's going to tell all his boys.
That's his
What
brownie.
did she expect? Yeah. What did she expect?
It's sad, you know. It's sad because I'm just thinking about this teacher, and I'm like, what the fuck was you going through? Because at the end of the day, we can all agree that women, I mean, little girls in high school, they stay wanting an older dude. So now that you're a grown ass woman, what, 36, 37, you thought it was smart for you to now go with a 16-year-old because he's giving you a little attention. Something she needs to be evaluated. Like, I'm gonna say it. That's horrible. That's horrible. I really think these people need help.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. So on to the next things you may not care about. Do y'all care that Jada Pickett actually talked about a little bit of what happened to the Oscars and she was like she hopes that Will and Chris Rock reconcile because they need them?
Yeah.
What does she mean by that, though? Because I'm not quite understanding.
That's if I could find a video, but it's a very short video. It's very short. So, but you know how she is. She kind of speaks in uh you
Moments.
know, yeah, she speaks in bullshit. Yeah. That's how it's I think I got the video. Hold on. If this plays, let me know if y'all can see it.
Considering what I've been through with my own health and what happened at the Oscars, about Oscar night, my deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need them both. And we all actually need one another more than ever. Until then, Will and I are continuing to do what we have done for the last 28 years. And that's keep figuring out this thing called life together.
Yeah, that was it. That's basically all it was it. Um
Considering what I've been through with my own health and what happened at the Oscars,
Next time, fix your face. Shit. Fix your damn face next time somebody makes a joke. If you don't want that, man, fuck out of here. Trying to save face right now. Get some viewers in on the Facebook
I
show.
do, I do think that was like her open invite to talk to Chris Rock about what happened. But at the end, I don't know if people want that or not. I kind of saw it coming, but I feel like she should have talked about if he feels like it, her part in this whole thing. Because the funny thing is, she did a whole show about alopecia,
Mm.
so she could have obviously talked about it then. But she gave that. So I don't know. What you think, Crystal?
To be honest, it's a lot of levels to what's going on. I feel like, and this is just me assuming, I feel like Will went off because probably he had warned Chris Brown about not speaking about his wife, and he was thinking about the consequences he's going to have to deal with, or the job of getting her back in a mood of a higher vibration, because he's been doing that for a very long time. He even explained in his book, I guess, about him throwing a 40-year-old party and she was not grateful. I don't know the details, but when you're in a relationship like that, the relationship's very strained. So anyone that's on the outside saying anything, whether it's a joke or not, you just might go the fuck off. So I'm not really sure. I think that this message should have came much sooner. She should have kept quiet, even if she felt like what Will did was wrong. All because of the entanglement and situation like that. Like they both need counseling. I hope they're getting it, but I think that this is everybody's gonna say this is just for her to save face, and I'm kind of curious to know if Chris Rock would actually go on the Red Table Talk and speak about this, but it's overdue. Just to say, it's like, how long has it been since the Oscars incident? I
Like a
think,
month or two?
yeah, that's too long to let it go on without not saying anything, not apologizing. The only thing that we've heard from her side from through the grapevines is, I don't need to be protected because I'm a strong black woman. That's if it's any way to resolve an issue, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. That's all.
All right.
You can't hurt me.
Anybody else got something to say before before we start?
Nope. Spoke my piece on this last time.
All right, cool. All right, on with some of the topics. The first thing I want to talk about is what's been going on most of most of May and uh until now. Johnny Depp wins his defamation case against Amber Heard. Uh, a jury in the and this is coming from DW.com. A jury in the United States on Wednesday found Emma Heard liable for defaming her ex-husband Johnny Depp, and the judge ordered that she pays him 10.35 million in damages. The jury have recommended 15 million. The jury also found in favor of Heard in some aspects of her countersuit against Depp, specifically that he defamed her through his attorney and awarded her 2 million. Um, so obviously Johnny Depp wins the case, and got getting his money. Do y'all feel like there's anything to learn from this case, this whole thing?
Honestly, I haven't even really been paying attention to that shit, to be honest with you.
Good.
Because it's another, bro, like, honestly, with all the shit that's going on, come on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And I'm not trying to like sound insensitive or nothing like that, but he won. Yay. 15 million. Good job. All right, let's move on. Please. But that's just how I feel.
The thing that people should learn from this whole court case is the aftermath when you decide to pick a woman that you think is better than your wife. Because at the end of the day, Johnny Depp could have avoided all of this shit if he did things the right way. He was having an affair. He ended up getting with Amber because maybe she was more toxic or toxic, period, and it kind of excited him. And then he ended up in a really abusive situation because I'm sure she brought that fire. That's what excited him because he wasn't bringing it to his original relationship. So here we are with court cases, millions of dollars down the fucking drain, and for what? Because at the end of the day, you can sue somebody all day long about, being defamed, but the damage is still done. The reputation is still fucked up. So just do things the right way, and then you won't have to pay financially and morally.
Uh, I thought this. I'm been sort of paying attention, and I see been seeing it back and forth, and then like I guess some of the things I noticed is that for an actress, she's not a very good liar, even though that's kind of like her job is to lie. But also like I guess you could say men get abused too, and then sometimes we don't, you don't hear a lot about it, and then you hear shit like this, and he has it on, he got he got her on, I guess whatever he was recording on, and it's kind of good seeing it from this side that there's some dudes that get abused, because I know I've heard stories of men getting abused by their women, and you don't really hear a lot about it. So I guess that's a good thing you can learn from this, and also uh I also piggyback what Crystal said. It's just, I guess, I guess you could say it's kind of karma ish for for having an affair.
True.
Know who you with. Uh, any last words before we move on to our next topic?
No.
Man, I can see you was done with this before it even started.
Hmm.
Yeah, and there's nothing against like Johnny Depp or Amber Heard or whatever, but damn, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
I felt like
Okay.
court case for like 3 years now. Maybe I'm being over exaggerating, of course, but it was long, very drawn out.
I just don't like the media attention it got either. It was like, bro, like a situation like that, you know what I'm saying, for everybody to read and assume shit about you, like it ain't a good look. Because there were like two sides to every story, and then everybody got their personal opinion to it. Now people are calling people abusers and this and that, and like they weren't there. Like, you're a third party. Shut up. Now, as a matter of fact, you're not even a third party. You're irrelevant. You're a random.
Yep. Um, where is it at? I can't find the damn thing. But y'all heard about the governor that was blaming rap for the shooting that happened in Texas? It was blaming rap in video games.
Nope.
I think it was a Texas. I think it was the Texas senator or something like that. And it's another thing where it's like when it happened, and he wanted to blame rap and video games, and he thinks that rap and video games was the cause of all this. But a lot of people kind of like got at him. I think his name is Senator Blake or something like that. Okay, I found it. Texas congressman blames rap and video game, not guns, for Texas shooting. Uh, do y'all, uh, y'all have any opinions on that?
This is like Columbine all over again. Video games did it. Clockwork. You ever notice how they always fall back to the same shit every single time something happens? And it's the same shit they've been talking about forever ago. And it's just the cycle repeating its motherfucking self. They never want to address the real problem. They always want to fucking get a scapegoat. If the economy is shit, it's immigrants. If there's school shootings, it's mental health, and it's video games and music. Every single time.
I just, like is, and like, I don't know how many times people have to prove that video games, like has not been the cause of most of these school shootings, nor video games, nor rap music, because like nobody in rap is talking about go shooting up a school, or like let alone we wouldn't even know if like some of these schools that have done it even listen to rap. Like I know Columbine was blamed on Marilyn Manson, but even then it's just like what makes you think Marilyn Manson would encourage kids to go shoot up a damn school, or for this case, what rapper you think talk about shooting up a school? It's like none. It's like
That's the right questions.
especially one with little kids. But I think a lot of people are trying to defer away from the gun, like people trying to talk about gun safety and having stricter gun laws or doing something about gun violence. So I just, but why? But it's just like I wish they stopped using video games and rap music as a scapegoat.
Well, I'm kind of happy that they're using it because the majority of people that buy rap music and go to these concerts is actually not African Americans. It's actually Caucasians. They're the ones funding a lot of these rap music things and concerts and especially games. So when they look at the statistics, if they really was trying to make it a race thing, which I know they are, they would see that it's influencing mostly Caucasian kids and not African American children. So they're actually speaking about themselves.
I just think I don't know. I said it back, when the Buffalo, when we was talking about the Buffalo shoot. I think we need to look into the people because half of the times, like which one is like you could tell like growing up which one was like the real crazy one. Like if someone would do something real crazy, and it's just like it'd be him, and sometimes it'd be the people you least expect it. I do understand that, but sometimes there are people in there that's just like they're made to cause chaos, and we don't do something right now, he is going to be the one causing chaos. So that's just
Yeah,
my opinion on that.
yeah, just the other day I saw like a I guess I don't know what to call it, but they typically like to see what people would do or see what people would allow others to get away with, and they'll have like a hidden camera somewhere. So it was this kind of situation where a Caucasian kid was going to the store to buy a cigarette. They wouldn't allow him. He went to the store also to buy alcohol. They wouldn't allow him. And I guess he went to like a porn store to buy sex tapes or whatever. They would not allow him because he's underage. But when he went to a gun store, he was given a rifle immediately without being shown ID or anything by a private seller. And we can assume that rifles are not in rap music videos. Um, just saying. And if it was another kid of a different race, they would not be sold uh, to that child. So we have to understand, you're right, look into the individual, but because a lot of people like to be vague and not talk about what the solution is, they like to blame it on rap music and all this other foolishness. It's kind of interesting that they wouldn't talk about that little situation, or they wouldn't talk about who's behind most of these mass shootings and what's influencing it. It has nothing to do with rap music, I'll tell you that. But if you want to bring up that as being the topic, we need to see who's buying these rap musics and funding it. In fact, I from what I recall, who's running the media? Who's creating these rap musics? Who's going to specialized schools for specialized different religions and making sure that the industry is run not by black people? So somebody has to take accountability here, and it's not rap music people.
It really isn't. It is not rap music people because they're the ones that are just relaying the realities of the world. It's not the rap music that's causing this shit. It's the world that's causing this shit. Rap music is just a medium to explain what the fuck is going on. Just like video games are also an extension of that. Because if the shit didn't exist, they probably wouldn't be a video game about it. You want to know why Call of Duty is a thing? Because wars happen. Like the fuck.
Hmm.
Yep.
But let's get to the actual reason is because people in the United first of all, there's more guns in the United States than there are people in the United States. So now you have over access to these weapons. Number two, a lot of them go unregulated because people want to make profit instead of instituting safety regulations for everybody to follow and make it strict as fuck. So the people that are misbehaving or show even the slightest, like uncooperation with this shit, like it's getting suspended or you're taking a motherfucking class. You know what I'm saying? If you want to justify these things being out in the streets, then actually fucking watch people.
I agree. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
When you think about our example of the kid able to buy the gun but can't do anything else, and you think about, well, if it was a black kid, he wouldn't have got shit. So it makes you think of it in basically two dynamics. Is it about not arming us to be able to defend ourselves against them, or is it about the fear of arming the criminal element through their eyes because of what they see us as?
That depends, because who do you think? 'Cause who do you think is trying to disarm us? Because I know the Democrats is not really big on guns, and Republicans, they want their guns.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to generalize everybody, but most of the people on the left, you know, not really big on guns. Most
Mm-hmm.
people on the right are, but it seems like I don't think the right would stop us from getting guns either. So it's just like who do you trust?
Hmm.
I don't think the right's going to be. I wouldn't think the right wouldn't just give us guns either. Like I'm pretty sure we have to go through protocol with them,
Yeah.
where like most people don't. So it's just like who's trying to. I don't know. It's just,
I think you want to know, like, I think the whole thing needs to be reformed, but I think it's too late. And
I think
yeah,
I
but
think
like
America needs to be reformed. But go ahead.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's yeah, but it's like you said, like you try to figure out solutions to this because we're really the only country that has this problem on this type of scale. Even though there's like Southern American countries that have like their increased rates of violence and shit like that, we're a developed nation that chooses not to do it. Literally, you know what I'm saying? And there was this article I read about Ohio apparently passing legislation for teachers to start getting armed in the classrooms. And I think it's the dumbest shit in the world.
Teachers being armed?
Like, yeah, in the classrooms.
Why
I
not?
yeah, you know what, teaching kids is a stressful job as it is. I don't know. It's just like I don't know.
I don't see how that's the thing. That's what I'm like, this is just an armament to a lot of people to be able to defend themselves. This isn't about, you know, and who they're around and to their duty, the children. Like, I don't see how does this have that much of an impact on everything else you deal with? Like, if the moment comes, adrenaline comes in, takes over everything, and all that's on your mind is the safety of those kids, and you could do what you got to do. If you when you have that training, you get that will become second nature when shit goes down. No panicking, no like, oh god, run, and now it's spraying. Anybody gets, no, you took him down quick. Like, this cannot, like, being able to arm yourself, like, I don't see how that has like an impact on what you like whatever else is going on, unless when it comes to what's going on now, it's always somebody that's crazy, or we can't help what happens when the racists do it. That's their thing. But the crazy people now, they're variable in this. This is what causes this divide in the first place. Like, but the main thing, what's normal, is this is what saves lives. And again, look how hard they're making it for us. Like, okay, what is that? That speaks volumes.
I guess the way I look at it is that it shouldn't even, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know who's going to agree with this. It shouldn't even have to come to that point where teachers need guns in their school.
That's my
I,
point. That is my entire point.
It
Exactly, but
shouldn't
in the
even.
meantime, what we don't solve this yet. So in the meantime, let's
That and that
Nah,
and
I'm not. I am not in favor of arming motherfucking teachers with guns. I know that is
like
silly to me.
only if it's voluntary. If it's like I feel like it shouldn't be a mandatory thing. It should be like a voluntary thing. And if the teachers want to go through it, and to feel like they want to protect the kids, then let them volunteer to do it. I don't think it should be a man. I don't know if it's going to be a mandatory
roll with
thing.
that.
Like if you want to do it, just to give them the option. I don't think a lot of them, especially a lot of teachers, even though, like I said, they shouldn't have to do this in the first place. I don't know if they really want to go through that, or especially do that extra training. And then I don't know. It's just, and I don't want. You also don't want the school to feel like a prison either. So it's like where that's where I see it. I don't know.
So,
Think.
go
Sorry,
ahead.
go. I spoke enough. Go ahead.
All right. So in New York City, I had to go to a summer school now in high school. So we had metal detectors. Okay. The metal detectors didn't do shit. People still was able to bring in weapons, meaning that they were hiding blades that we girls in Brooklyn typically would hide under our tongue to fight. They were hiding it in their coffees, and the metal detectors would not pick it up. And there was other ways that they would bring it in, like barrettes in their hair, but they'll sharpen the edges a little bit sharper. So yeah, it was a rough summer school, but it just goes to show you, if people want to bring in weapons, they're going to bring in weapons. Now, the children that did not have a way to defend themselves or came from schools that didn't have to do all this extra shit, they were fucked. Um, especially if they didn't know how to fight. The worst thing you can do is put people in a situation where they have no defense mechanism, and the school system is already jacked up with the way that they teach children. It's people from other countries that are way ahead on an educational level, asking children in America, you're still doing this math problem, you're still at this level. So let's think about that. Then they're telling children to stay in one fucking place and wait till the gunman comes and shoot them. That's fucking ridiculous. I've been in a lockdown, and let me tell you, it's a lot of things wrong with the way that they do lockdowns. And if you know that your life is in danger and it's a possibility of you dying anyway, or your child dying anyway, it is good to have someone at least appointed to be armed, because for God's sake, it took 91 minutes for the cops to go to the school system. We are living in times that we would love to do things the right normal way, the right way that's logical, but unfortunately we're dealing with a lot of crazy ass motherfuckers. And the ones that seem normal, that have the badge of honor, they took 91 minutes to go into a school to stop a shooting, and we lost
Mm.
9 kids, and it kept growing on the news. It went from 9 to 14 to 15 to 19 to 21, I think it's up to, or 20. I don't fucking know. But just walking into those schools and working in those schools where, teachers panic over the most littlest things because they're stressed the fuck out, 30 kids in one room. I could only imagine. I could only imagine being stuck in a school, in a room with guns going off and you can't do shit for your kids. And you know the door that you told the maintenance guy as a teacher to fix? It just so happens that a gunman walks in and that door is still unlocked. Now what? You got 30 kids to look after. It's getting to the point now that teachers do need to be armed, but the way that they're doing it, I still think is wrong. I don't think that a teacher who's very fidgety and nervous and anxious about little things should be given a gun or be forced to be given to have a gun to defend children.
Should be for anyone. And those are laws.
I'm really close to just moving my kids to Sweden.
Yeah. What?
Oh man. Uh, 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 shit. I don't, this shit, it
Damn.
fucks my head up. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It fucks. I'm like, damn, this shit fucks my head up. Because, like I said, and then like Father said, it shouldn't be this. We shouldn't even have to do this in the first place.
No, we shouldn't.
like honestly, like when you talk about this and you hear yourself talk about this, does this make sense to you?
No,
I feel like
We're
it
talking
Humans
was.
about
don't make sense. Humans
arming
don't make
teachers
sense.
to protect classrooms when they should be protected in the motherfucking first place. Like, I don't have to say should. Like, this should be a reality. Y'all, like, we really don't care about our kids this motherfucking much. Like, y'all just gonna let people just, cause, bruh, it's this, and then 10 years later, this shit happened. This is a repeat.
What's the solution? How do you help this? How do you stop this from happening? There are going to
That's what I'm
be.
saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The solution is going to be beyond like what is going to be beyond common sense, because something like this shouldn't even be a reality if we claim to be the country that we claim to be. That's my thing. It's about ideals and how people look at you at the end of the day. Because there's certain things that, of course, there's going to be certain things that you can't help. You can't help that there's going to be crazies in your society, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is why we have defense mechanisms, so we can protect people from that. If
Mhm.
20, like, like these kids in the elementary school got shot up very violently, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, think of the implications of that. That doesn't just impact like the country and the society, but think of like the people that go, the first responders that go in there and see that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the mindset you have to be in order to work through that type of environment is like, we can't comprehend that shit. And the fact that this is a repeat thing, this is something that happened before, and it's something that's happening now again, plus with all the other fucking shootings that are happening back to back to back to back, bruh. It needs to. The only solution at this point is a fucking paradigm shift. It's a fucking re-education. It's a fucking like, it's re-propaganda to the point where people fucking understand that this is a issue. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. I don't care who you are or what you represent. This shit is an issue, and you will be part of the solution.
What I'm trying to understand is why is that outcome always a possibility? Why is it always that they're crazy or stressed out at things of the other, when again there are plenty of stories, there's plenty of experiences where a good guy with a gun stopped a serious situation, or at least stopped it from going further than it had to be? Why is it always that it's going to be the wrong person with a gun every time, even though they're the good guy? There's too many of this. This is a lot of like, I understand people are trained and they have to deal with certain things, but these people don't see this every day where it's weighing on them. So when the situation comes up, it may be rare, or it's like, oh, you hear about it, but when that happens, you know why you have it. This is like, that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, because I know I'm not everybody, but I don't believe I'm a minority of people that thinks, if I was a teacher, let some motherfucker snap on these. I'm like, no, you're done. These kids are my responsibility, and I have this skill, and I am going to use it to save these kids' motherfucking lives and my own as well. So that's the part I don't like. This is not. It's like saying like we ain't capable. Like at no point. Like I understand there's a lot of craziness going on. I understand, but this is what we're bombarded with. We're not here again. We are conditioned because of things like this. We see it like I'm at a point where why do I have to hear? This is happening. Yes, I understand. But there are equal to more stories of shit going the other way around because a good guy with a gun, you don't report it. And it's so rare. It has to be loud enough for people for it to spread, for them to have to, okay, I guess we gotta jump on the story real quick and talk about the the old sheriff or something like that, or the guy down the street. Would just, that's how it goes. So this is why I feel, and this is all we see is dread, insanity. This is what we're fed on the. But I'm like, I live in real life. I see, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say that everyone I meet is perfect and will do what they got to do. No, there's always that risk. But I know me, and I'm like, I doubt that the most of you wouldn't do anything that you had to do, especially in the area I live in. It's all about community as well. Like this would apply to this. So, like I understand, but I'm like, nah, yo, you can't not. No, I'm not. No one's taking away my power to do what I gotta do when a good guy can do it, because you're not doing your job right. You're not checking these people out. I still have to do until this. Yo, if it ain't this, then if I have to break something open or hunt for an animal, okay, but nah. But yo, if this is what's going on in the meantime, I'm gonna take care of this when it happens, if it happens. But I'm not waiting till then. What? Nah. Till that problem's fixed. Then what was the point? And we lost all those lives that could have been saved. Nah. In the meantime.
Can I answer your question, D-Wolf?
Sure.
What you're confused about? I think what is confusing, and I'm hearing everything you're saying, right? I'm like legitimately hearing what you're saying. I see your point, right? But here's my thing. And I'm going to, all right, so there's good guys with guns, and then there's crazies with guns. Both things exist. We are at a point right now where this is actually becoming an issue because innocents are dying. Now, I'm going to give you a scenario. If we are in the hood, right, and there's a turf war going on, there's a gang war going on, the people that are in the gang war are only worried about the other gang, right? So consider the fact that there are stray bullets and, innocent people could get hit because of this gang war that's going on. But the entire point of the gang war is that there are two opposing sides. This is not what we're talking about, though. We are talking about someone that went to an elementary school and killed children. When you have that type of reality going on, people are going to take a look not at whether there's a good guy or a bad guy. They are looking at innocent children that have been shot because somebody went into the elementary school. Now, we can say that there were security guards there. We can say that the police was there. We can say that, maybe the teacher with the gun was there. But this happened. I feel like even if we do the good guy, bad guy scenario, which, we can all acknowledge, yeah, there's people with guns that actually know what the fuck they're doing. But in this particular scenario, that is not the point, because the point is that these innocents have died, and this is not the only time this has happened. As a matter of fact, the last time this shit happened, we were met with the same motherfucking okie doke. I remember, and D-Wolf, I think you also remember this too. Remember when Sandy Hook happened, and then them motherfuckers in CNN had a motherfucking city town hall meeting or whatever, and one of the directors of the NRA was there. It was some woman. It was some woman that was there. And she was over there talking that right-wing bullshit. You know how they speak when it comes to that, trying to deflect from the actual point. This is what I'm talking about. Every time this shit happens, the same shit is expected to happen over and over and over again. Solutions are not being implemented, and it's just a cycle of people being gaslit. It's a cycle of people not really understanding what the core fucking issue is. I don't even really think that if teachers in that school had guns to protect those kids, maybe they might have, maybe they might have not. We don't know everybody in that situation. We know that there's training. We know that there are people that might have the mental fortitude to do it, but it's very different when that shit is staring you right in the motherfucking face. There are going to be people that panic. There are going to be people that are always going to maintain their composure. So to conclude, basically what I'm saying is we have to focus on the issue. And the issue is that innocents are being killed. And regardless of whether there are good people with guns or bad people with guns, innocents are still getting killed regardless. So how can we as a society, jumpstart this paradigm shift so people understand exactly how severe this issue is? Because if this shit happens to another elementary school again, the cycle is going to keep continuing and more children are going to be at risk. And we don't want that.
The solutions are buried in the past.
I agree with that.
When it comes to arming up, there was no gun control and these things weren't happening. The only time there'll be a massacre is if the men with the gun outnumbered you. But things like this, people had problems in the past when they're able to arm up. So, and these things don't blow my mind. I mean, we had 9/11. I'm like, that was already shocking to me at that age. And I'm like, people were really capable of doing this. Lots of people. Just imagine the panic of the people who are in between. That shit is fresh. And I have a vivid imagination. So that shit would hurt me. And it fucked me up for months. Okay. So when I see, and we all experience this, so probably doesn't affect people like that, I guess. But then I see Columbine and things of that nature, and I'm seeing it now. But now, we're seeing more of it, which makes sense. I mean, we just came through the pandemic, and it fucked with people's minds already. It could just be setting off now, and the way life is, it's not the same. You could have been at the cusp of doing something great. There's a lot of factors as to why it's happening now. But I'm like, the shock value of how serious it is, how many innocent kids. I'm like, yo, it shouldn't be innocent kids at all. We're in a fucked up world, but nobody was there to do anything. Nobody could have done anything. Where there could have been somebody that working there like, oh, if I had a gun, I totally have one right now, just to make sure nothing happens to these kids. Like we're dismissing the fact that there are people that think like this, compared to the amount that you see like on TV and shit like that. The people you meet, the people you're around, you could get this. At least this is them in your face, not the reports that's directed at you. So you get a good read on people and be like, you know what, I could try, I could take a chance on this person, or I could definitely, and you were right, and you're right, you've been right. So to feel like, and these people think the same way, they're affected the same way, and these are the same people that will be like, yo, I am going to make sure I'm able to protect kids straight up any way I can. Like there are people today who don't even like, it's not even about the guns. It's like, okay, the escape route. How do you do this? There are people involved. There's a reason why these things are here, but now we're concerning ourselves with who's holding a way to stop another person that's holding the same weapon. I'm like, nah, man. And the potential of lives lost. I'm like, the guns ain't the only thing that could do this, yo. I'm like, so at least if they try to do something that will cause more damage, my gun could still stop them. I can't, so I'm giving bad guys no chance. And I don't feel like I'm the minority in this. I can't, I don't. There are too many. There to like people, if I don't know if you guys have people like that around you, or to know that, yo, if they're in that situation, that if your kids was like, yo, what you would do if you only had that power. Like, I'm sure there are plenty of people around you that are like this. So when you see the opposite and you see just crazy and racism and crime and all that stuff that's pushed to you because no other way you know unless you're in that neighborhood. You wouldn't be scared. You'd be focused on the neighborhood anyway. You're not glued to this thing and worrying about other shit. You know. So yeah, I don't know. I can't see it. I can't see it that way.
Okay. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Yeah. The only way that this can stop, in my opinion, is if we really evaluate people before they have kids. I've noticed that a lot of people that decide to go and do these mass shootings are children with a lack of either a father in the home or a lack of a family support system. And I really think that a majority of the time, the reason why people do these mass shootings is because they are not being guided and supported the way that it needs to happen. So a lot of people are just popping out kids and they're bringing up psychopaths, they're bringing up narcissists, they're bringing up people that think that they are entitled to another person's life. And it's like even the teachers, I think the teachers need to be trained a little bit more to pick up on the signs of children that are going who really needs help, not just oh they're not getting the support from their mom or dad, but they need mental help. I think that more psychiatrists should be in the schools to evaluate each and every child and give them the ample time that they just might not get at home to feel like they need to reach out in other ways that are violent. So it's a lot that goes in. It's a lot of levels to this shit. It's not gonna end overnight, and until then, we do need to protect our children.
Yep.
I totally, totally agree. Especially with the protecting the children. If they are a future, might as well protect them like a fucking asset. Like they are.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. On to our next topic. Uh, how familiar are y'all with the DL Hughley and Monique thing?
Never heard of it.
I just looked it up for the show.
Okay, it's really based off of a contract. Like who was supposed to be headlining, and I guess they got into a big dispute. And this is it's funny because I looked this up. I had to look this up because DL Hughley was saying this, and he said this about Monique in his Instagram post, and it's a picture of her and Precious. It was like all you had to do is check the order and names on the chicken stuff from last night, and you'll see who's confused. Against my better judgment over the suggestions of my team and four other occasions where I said no, I decided to take a chance to work with Monique. Oprah was the problem. Tyler Perry was the problem. Charlamagne was the problem. Steve Harvey was the problem. Lee Daniel was the problem. Netflix was the problem. Now it's my turn. At some point, it can't be everyone else. It's you. Lesson learned. I didn't have anything personal against Monique. People paid a lot of money to laugh, not to hear about your contract. Apparently, the role you played in Precious turned out to be an autobiography. I wonder what's next. Yeah, I have. What are y'all thoughts on this?
Wait,
I'm really
so
trying to.
he's
Sorry,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. No, I was just saying. So he's mad because Monique was being unprofessional. Is that what I heard?
She like cursed him out on
During her
she
set,
during her set, like called
she
him
just blew
bitch
up his
ass
spot.
nigga and everything.
You
Hmm.
know. But at this point, it's like he said, she said, because the only way to confirm this is like what happened, what really happened behind the scenes, and like the promoter, we gotta talk to him, yo. He's the one that sets all this up. So, like, what really happened? Is she right? Did he say, I'll step out if she ends up like did he really do that, or did she really just get confused? Was it a misunderstanding? Was
I don't know, man, because it's like I like Monique, and obviously I don't want it to be like me bashing on a black woman, or like most people think it's just like you're bashing a black woman. And like I do want her to like give her the credit that she is due because she doesn't work for it. But I guess you know what they say: where there's smoke, there's fire. It's granted, it's just like I don't think people trust Lee Daniels either. So, but it's just one of those things where it's just like I, you don't really hear a lot from Do Hughley either. So it's just one of those things where it's just like it's like, whose side are you on?
Mm.
Or is you on either side? Because I can see people staying neutral in this. It's just like I don't. It's just like I don't know. Because me, I want to root for Monique, but at the same time, it's just like you do see this behavior that's been going on. So it's just like,
Mhm.
eh.
Yeah, if you wonder if it's like if it's that if she snapped or if she legit like the because the way she did that, the way she went off on him during her set, I'm like, okay,